Good evening and welcome to the Financial Week. I'm Javon Keys. The government is expected to allocate more money to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the funds will be included in the first supplementary budget, which Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says will be tabled in Parliament by the end of this month. Now, in a release today, Dr. Clark says the budget will address critical needs, including expenditure pressures brought on by the surge in COVID-19 cases. Now, during April to July this year, there was a primary balance surplus that exceeded what was factored for the period by $26.4 billion. This resulted from revenues exceeding targets of $17.3 billion, while expenditure was $7.3 billion below budget. Banks and cambios are selling the U.S. currency for an average $151.34. The Canadian dollar is trading at $121.68, the pound for $210.46, and $180.87 for the euro. Now to the United States, where the job market recovery was weaker than expected for August, implying that the Delta variant of COVID-19 has begun to affect job availability. The job sector report released today showed that 235,000 jobs were added to the U.S. economy, the lowest monthly figure this year. Restaurants and other associated jobs in the service industry appear to be the most impacted. This gap leaves 5.3 million jobs in the U.S. economy still to be filled. Analysts say keen attention is being paid to the job market for September and October. If the job uptake continues to be weak, the further Federal Reserve support may be needed, or rather further Federal Reserve support may be needed for consideration beyond the initial plan. And the dismal U.S. job market news also impacted oil prices today. They fell amidst worry that slow job recovery could mean slower fuel demand during a resurgent pandemic. Concerns that U.S. supply would remain limited due to the passage of Hurricane Ida also lingered. Brent crude for delivery in early October settled lower at 42 cents, settling at $72.61 a barrel. Now to some company news. Jamaica producers JP Group has acquired a 50% stake in Co-Beverage Limited CBL, a producer of fresh juice based in Barcelona, Spain. JP's CEO Jeffrey Hall says the stake in CBL is directly linked to the company's strategic plan to develop major new markets in Europe for fresh juice. Now, Jamaica Producers currently operates Ale Hoogsteiger, which is based in Northern Europe, and that's its largest market. It also forms a part of JP's revenue, and it's the largest part of JP's revenue. Now, CBL's key market is in Southern Europe. And listed company Productive Business Solutions is to acquire PBS Technology Group. In a release on the Jamaica Stock Exchange's website, PBS says it will spend $5.5 million and an issue of 62.9 million ordinary shares for the purchase. The acquisition of PBS Technology Group from Musson Jamaica Limited and other associated entities is expected to strengthen PBS's position in the region as a technology player. When combined, annual revenues are projected to be over $250 million. Operators will be in 19 countries, and its total employee tally will be 2,100 persons. The JSE index lost 1,574 points today, while the junior market index declined by 30 points. Among today's winners were Portland JSX, Siboney Group, KLE Group, JMMB Group 7.5% shares, and 1834 Investments. Now declining today were SSL Venture Capital Jamaica, Radio Jamaica, Fesco, Knotsford Express, and 138 Student Living Jamaica. And that's it for the Financial Week. I'm Javon Keys. Stay with us. Regional and international news right after this break.